Hello, it's your boy Mr. CV. I'm back with another special video, and I'm back on my Wala Wednesday. And as you know already, I've got a lot of problems for you. Hello, it's your boy Mr. CV. I'm back with another special video. And like I always say, as they say in Yoruba, Wala te poju. And as they say in English, Wala no finish. And I always say every week, Wala, or every 2 weeks that I make this video on Wala Wednesday, that listen, Wala or problems is part of life. Let's go straight into this one because I've got so many problems as well that I want to go straight in. Let me open again to the book of problems. This book, there's so many problems, even the problem scares me. But I am the fear that fears no fear. So listen, as your boy Mr. CV, I'm going to be going straight into this video and let's delve into it. This first problem is a problem one of my biggest TikTokers, one of my biggest followers on TikTok, she gave me this problem. So I thought, you know what, why not share it to my followers on YouTube and for the people that follow me, because I'm sure people have similar issues as well. So let me go to it. It says, it was my grandma's birthday and we decided to go out for a family meal. I checked the menu beforehand to see what I was ordering and to know how much I was going to pay. After getting there, everyone started ordering the whole lot, but I just ordered what I already had planned. It was now time to pay and they asked to split the bill. That's where I lost it. I thought we were all going to pay for what we ordered. Should I refuse not to pay? Wow. When she told me this, she actually told me, well, she kind of looked funny about chipping in to pay for everyone's meal. And she only wanted to pay for her meal. Her uncle looked at her a bit funny and think, whoa, like this is a family meal. You should just contribute and just pay for everyone or pay for or contribute towards the food. And mind you, her family meal, everyone just probably ordered so much things thinking, oh yeah, this is just a family meal, everyone's going to chip in. And it was a bit of a tricky situation because obviously, when she asked for my thoughts on it, this is what I said. I said, look, it's a bit of a tricky situation because if you guys already had a conversation that, look, as we're going for this family meal, whatever you order is whatever you're going to pay for, then that's a different case. Because then, obviously, everybody will be like, you know what, that's absolutely fine. Eat whatever you ordered, we're going to pay for it. Because sometimes you go meals with people and sometimes they take the absolute mick. They just take advantage of your kindness and they just start ordering this, ordering that, ordering so many other things, and you're thinking, wait, I only ordered an ice cream, why am I paying for you who has ordered burgers, this and this? And you know what, on this ordering things, it actually happened to me. It didn't happen to me personally, but there was a situation that actually happened. This was a long time ago. What happened was, we had a group where we used to do a lot of skits. Now, skits is like funny short videos that people do. And there's a lot of people now, especially in Nigeria, that have become big or celebrities via the skits. One guy that used to do skits, and he was very good at it. He was very, very good at it. He came to me, he said, we want to do the skits. But I told him, I said, look, the videos I do, they're not really related to skits. They're more videos where I just talk about my life. And I just talk about things that are important, that I feel that are important, that I want to speak about. But my apartment, you're free to use the apartments. As they were doing the skits, I thought, you know what, instead of me just sitting there and not taking part, I might as well take part. So I started taking part in small roles here and there. But the punchline that they gave me, somehow people were relating to the punchline. And then the video started growing. And then all of a sudden people were saying, they want to see Mr. CV in the videos, they want to see Mr. CVs. Before you know it, a few people within the group started getting jealous because now obviously everyone's shouting they want to see Mr. CV. Before you know it, other people started saying, they want my role, they want my punchlines. I don't want to go too much into this, but my main point that I want to go into is, I said there was about 12 of us in the group. So the main person that got us in together, that was doing the skits, made a suggestion to him that, look, as there's 12 of us and obviously you put us together, why don't everyone chip in and we contribute to the food? As I've said it to him the first time, he said, you know what, don't worry about it, I'll buy all the food. But obviously we keep meeting more and more in the group. So as we keep meeting more, I thought, you know what, it's a bit unfair. He's traveled all this way, like, and everyone's working. Why don't he make it a bit easier and ease the burden on him by obviously chipping in? So I remember one girl within the group must have gave him money and contribute. So the guy called me up and said, this girl just gave me money to contribute towards the food, blah blah blah. So I said, oh, that's a good thing, because at least you're not gonna have to be paying for food for every single person. But he took it differently. He said, is he trying to say I'm broke? Is he trying to say I don't have money? And I was like, nah, that's a wrong mentality to have. She's just trying to contribute because obviously she realizes that, look, there's 12 of us in the group, and obviously if she wants to add something towards it, whether it's for food, whether it's for whatever, it helps you out as well. This is where the problem happened. As we were within the group, a day now comes. Remember, the first time I've asked him that, look, we should chip in. He said, nah, don't worry about it. So the second time, he wanted to do exactly the same thing. But everyone's had ordered. A girl ordered for her food. But then I called the guy to the side. I said, look, this is a lot of money. Why don't everybody chip in? And everybody chip in maybe £5, £10. And obviously, you don't have to spend that much money. That's when everything went left. The guy started shouting, he got angry. What do you mean? He started saying to me, is it because we're using your apartment? That's why you said this? That's why I'm like, no, I'm just trying to make life a bit easy for yourself. After hearing that the guy was going to pay for everyone's food, the girl had already ordered. She took the phone, she reordered again and added more stuff. So I pulled up the girl. I said, look, I know because you've had that conversation that the guy's going to pay for everything, that's why you're ordering again. That's not fair. You can also chip in. Going back to this scenario and this situation is, when you allow people, just because they know that you're going to pay for things, sometimes some people take advantage of that and they just start paying a lot of stuff. Because of that situation, that's what led to the demise of the group. We ended up splitting because it turned into a huge fight. And it's just similar situations like these where if you're going somewhere and you know that you want everybody to chip in, you want everybody to pay for stuff, then it's just better to have a conversation. But I think maybe in this uncle situation, he just thought, look, this is a one-off situation. This is a family situation. So if he wants to pay more, does it matter? But I think on the girl's situation, she's probably thought, why am I paying more when I've only ordered maybe ice cream or food? And then other people have ordered burgers, chips, whatever they've ordered, paying way more. When it comes to these, who's paying, who's not paying, it becomes a lot of problem for a lot of people. I would feel some type of way. If I've ordered a drink and you've ordered so much stuff and then you're now expecting me to pay half of what you've ordered, it doesn't make sense. But like I told the girl, I said, look, if it's a family occasion, because it's just one-off, I would just let it go. But obviously if it's a thing where it's regularly, or is a regular thing, then of course everyone's gonna have a problem, because as humans are very promise and fail. Trust me, a lot of humans will say yeah. They'll do it once or twice. When it's third, fourth, fifth time, they'll start complaining and say, look, this is too much. So listen, that's my take on it. If you have any comments, drop it in the comment section and let's talk about it. Let me go to scenario number 2. Problem number 2. It says, a girl I'm seeing is older than me and she wants to have kids. I do too, but I asked her to wait as I have some goals I want to achieve. Also, I don't want to give her kids and then I'm not there. What should I do? Wow. I'm suspecting that obviously this girl is probably older than the guy. Or maybe she's in her 30s. People say girls have biological clock. Someone said girls are fertile between 22 to 25 or 27, and then by 30, 31, 32 plus, obviously their fertility rates might slow down. So obviously when girls reach about 30 or 32, maybe they start panicking and think, kids. There's a bit of pressure on them, some of them. So maybe the guy is a bit younger. Obviously with a lot of guys, especially generation now, they probably don't want to have kids, or maybe like 28, 30 plus, or 32, I'm not sure. as a guy, especially if you're not ready for kids and the girl is ready for kids, there's a lot of pressure on you as a guy. And especially as a guy, where you're trying to build yourself, you're trying to build your life, and then someone's trying to put pressure on you, it can be quite intimidating. It can be quite pressurizing. For me personally, I would say, look, if you're not ready for kids, don't feel under pressure and just go and have kids for the sake of having kids, because that's the worst part. You just having kids, especially when you're not ready, there's a lot of things that come with having kids, and I think a lot of people don't realize or don't know that. But also as well, if you are going to be doing things where it will lead to kids, you also have to be ready for the consequences, because the consequences is, number one, of course, kids financially, they cost a lot of money. Emotionally, they cost a lot of time. Physically, it's going to take a burden on you, because once you have a child, I don't know, but people say your sleeping time reduces, because obviously kids don't have, especially little kids, they don't have timetable for sleep. 12 o'clock, you might think, oh yeah, 12, I'm going to go sleep. 12, the kids might not be sleeping, might be crying. And you need to go and look after, you need to go and attend to it. So with a lot of these things, if you're not ready for kids, don't feel under pressure to go and by having kids. Have a conversation with your partner. Let them understand where you're coming from. And if your partner really feel like, you know what, my goals, what I want and what you don't want, they're online, then there's so many other people that might want to have kids. And if you want to have kids, you have to meet people that also want to have kids as well. But if you have goals and things you want to achieve, then there's a need to meet for a compromise, or there's a need to meet for a middle ground, so that your partner is able to understand where you're coming from, and you also understand where your partner is coming from. And it might be a case where you might have to hold on one thing or the other, just because you want to make sure that, obviously you don't want to lose your partner if you really like her, but also you also want to achieve your goals. So it's important that obviously you meet in the middle ground, so that you can be able to find a balanced idea. But if you can't find a balance, then it's better both people go and find the people that they feel that will help them achieve their goal. But one thing I will say, and I will say categorically, is when it comes to decisions that you don't want to make, do not do things under duress. Do not do things under pressure. Do things because you feel you're ready, you're emotionally ready, physically, mentally ready to do these things. Because I know people say, there's no time to have kids, there's no time to do this, of course. But there's also a time when you need to think, am I ready for this? But if kids do come, then fair enough. Kids are a blessing on one level. And if they come, then fair enough, you take it. As long as you're ready to stand up to the consequences, you can stand up to it and say, you know what, I'm going to take the responsibility. But if you feel you're not ready, don't allow anybody to pressure you. Scenario number 3. Number 3, 2 people were dating and seeing each other. In the relationship, the man always pays for everything. Somehow, by chance, or the girl having her payslip out, he found out that she has a lot of money in her bank account. He now says he won't be paying for everything anymore, and she needs to contribute. Is he right to ask her to contribute, or should the woman contribute, knowing that she has a lot of money in her bank account? This is similar to my last Wala Wednesday video that I did last week. If you haven't watched it, go and check it out. And go and check out my Wala Wednesday, where a lot of these, I don't want to say a lot of these girls, some of these girls, this generation, or some of these girls now, they feel, or some people have the mentality that the man must pay for everything. But then the man is paying for everything, the woman is also working, and she's keeping her money, using it to invest. I don't know what she's using it for, but then the guy is always paying for everything. For me personally, one thing I will say is, for me, one of my biggest traits I look for a woman is if she's a kind person. Now, of course, you can look for so many things, being religious, being this, being that, but it's important that you find someone that is kind. You find someone that would be able to have empathy. You have someone that is empathetic towards you. Because some of these women and some of these guys these days, they don't have no empathy. On the other gender, they have zero empathy. They're not kind. They're not a kind person in general. And it's important that you're kind, because a kind person and a person that's empathetic will be able to try and ease the burden on you. Try and see like, look, my guy's always paying for everything, and I've got so much money in my bank account. I can make his life easy. I can make his life a bit less difficult. I can contribute something towards it. And one guy gave me a prayer. One guy gave me a prayer. And the prayer, I felt it so deep. He said, "Oh God, give me someone that will take pity on me." Wow. "Oh God, give me a partner that will take pity on me." I want you to sit down. I want you to think about that prayer. Now, it's very important, because if you have someone that will take pity on you, trust me, there's some certain things they want to do, or there's certain times they want to take advantage of you. But because they have pity on you, because they feel there's a sense of responsibility, because they feel a sense of accountability, they won't do some certain things. And also, if they're a kind person, they'll want to make your life a bit easier. And in this situation where the guy is always paying for everything, and then you mistakenly find out that the girl has so much money in her bank account, I think is a need for a conversation. I don't think the guy should demand that she should pay for everything, but I think the guy should raise a conversation with the girl regarding that situation. Because for me personally, if the girl has that amount of money in the bank account, we don't know how much she has in her bank account, but if she has a reasonable large amount of money, and all this time she's been watching this guy pay for everything, and she's not contributed 1p towards what the guy's been paying, then for me, it raises a lot of questions. I will relate it to this being a red flag. It raises a lot of questions, because I'm thinking, in the future, if we're together seriously, and it comes to a situation where I'm struggling financially, and you know I'm struggling financially, and you have so much money in your bank account, and you're not ready to support me or to even contribute, then I'll be having questions in my mind. From the get-go, obviously, it sounds like the get-go, the guys made it feel as if I'm going to take care of everything. Because I do know a lot of guys, when they meet a girl, they'll say, I'll look after you financially. I'll take care of you financially. And obviously in the girl's mind, she's thinking, I don't need to pay for anything. So let the guy do it. And he's come with this talk of, I'm this, I'm that. I can do this financially. So some of the girls might just have in their mind that, you know what, in this relationship, I don't need to contribute to anything. I'll just contribute whenever I feel like it. Rather than, the guy needs help, let me contribute. It's very hard to just say, the girl should just release, because they might have had a different conversations from the beginning. But also, if you find out that the girl has this amount of money, I think it should raise a question. And I think you should have a conversation with your partner. Like I said, if your partner is kind, empathetic, has pity on you, she'll be able to understand where you're coming from. But a lot of guys too, you need to learn how to communicate. Because if you're going there, start screaming, shouting, trust me, you're going to lose the girl. You're going to lose her. But if you come in an understanding manner, where you're able to have a conversation with the girl and say, look, listen, I understand this is how we started, but accidentally, I find out that you have so much money in your bank account. Please try and understand where I'm coming from. I would appreciate if you contribute. Even though I know I'm going to pay for most of it, I would really appreciate if you contribute. I think the girl will be more understanding. But if you start coming and say, you must, nah, that's not the way to communicate. So people, if you feel this is what she should do, drop in the comment section. And I want to hear your thoughts. I want to hear your reasoning. I want you to help me understand the situation, because we do have some girls and guys, they have such mentality, that those mentality are so ingrained in their head that they feel like, I have to carry this mentality. And sometimes you should try and understand where your partner is coming from. Try and see things in another person's point of view, because it's very important. You're dealing with two different individuals that have lived two different lives, and you're trying to come together. So it's important that you try and understand where your partner is coming from, and also to meet in the middle, to try and compromise for the sake of the relationship. Because if you don't compromise for the sake of the relationship, the problem is the quality of the relationship is going to start lessening. The quality of the relationship is going to start going down. And then that's when you start having things such as infidelity. That's when you start having things such as people holding things inside. And then before you know it, they've broken up, or everybody wants to go their way. It's your boy, Mr. CV. this is also another video for you to check out. We're back again on Wala Wednesday. Listen, thank you guys for the support. Thank you guys for checking out my last video as well. I'm sure a lot of people can relate to it. If you have any problems, I've dropped my emails in the description. Send me an email. But like I said last week, people come and tell me about what they're going through. It's not like I'm using it against them. I'm just using it to teach other people, to share what I would do, what advice I would give in that situation. Because trust me, a lot of the things you're passing through, people are also passing through the same thing. Like I always say, it's your boy Mr. CV. And don't forget, keep tuning into Wala Wednesday. And like I always say in Yoruba, Wala Tikboju. Wala no they finish. Your boy is back again. And together, I know for sure we're going to go to the top. Thank you. Have a nice day. Have a wonderful evening. It's about to get dark now. So I'm going to leave you right there and take care.